London-listed potash development company Emmerson Plc has announced it's defined what it calls a significant exploration target at its 100% owned Khemisset potash project in Morocco, where it already has an inferred mineral resource of some 311 million tonnes of potash. Head of Corporate Development at Emmerson is Phil Cleggett, and he joins us now with some more. Phil, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Jeremy.
First of all, congratulations on this news. I want to get on to that in some more detail in just a minute, but First of all, let's get a general background for Emmerson Plc and where you've come from.
Sure. So Emmerson acquired the Moroccan project Khemisset in June this year and relisted onto the London main market. Khemisset is a potash development story. There's a lot of historic drilling, so that's going to allow us to really accelerate the development timelines towards construction. We're very excited about it, of course. We think it's got two very important and probably the two most important attributes of potash projects, which is low capex and location. Now, low capex is obviously vital because it allows you to get financed, but also the location allows us to really be in a jurisdiction where we're close to a lot of the infrastructure, and again that ties into the capex and helps us keep the capex down, but it allows us to be really close to some high price markets and allows us to cut down our logistics as well. So we're very excited about it and look forward to developing it.
Let's move into the news out today, this significant exploration target. How much further on does that take you? I mean, this is obviously news that will be of an encouragement to investors, doubtless.
Indeed. We relisted with a large mineral resource under the JORC code, and what that mineral resource also showed was that the mineralisation was open to the northeast. And this exploration target really demonstrates that there's potential for a lot more resources if we continue to drill to that northeast area. We are planning on doing so. We'll be doing so in the second quarter next year, and it may allow us to expand our mineral resource significantly, which will be great. What we've already got is a good resource, and we think it's one that can support a long life mine. But if this exploration target does progress the way that we believe it will, it'll be a far larger resource, which will give investors a lot of confidence in the long life of this mine.
What is the asset? I mean, potash is something which I think most people will know goes into or makes a form of fertiliser. But what are we talking about here? Is it mainstream fertiliser, or is this a certain sort of outlying sort of product which may not be used as much as would otherwise be the case?
No, that's right. Fertilisers generally have three components: the nitrogen, the phosphorus and the potassium. Potash is a word that refers to any of the potassium-bearing fertilisers. Now, the product that we'll be producing is MOP, which is by far about 95% of the potash market. It's a huge market, and as you know, with the growing trends of food security and growing population, fertilisers are just going to become more and more important, and they're so vital. It's already a very big market, but it's one that's growing at a steady rate as well, and we're really happy to be in a space that has such great thematics. We'll produce, as I said, the product that's by far the majority of the potash market as it stands.
Yeah, you say you've only recently come to the market with this asset. What should investors know about where you're going and the process involved before you even start to begin to think about the idea of developing a mine?
Yeah, that's right. So we are a development company, as I mentioned. We've got a huge amount of historical data, even though we've only just listed. There's a lot of drilling in the area, so that really allows us to accelerate quickly. Our first step on that road is a scoping study, and that will demonstrate the technical and the economical viability of the project at a high level. We'll release that in Q1 next year, so in about 6 months' time, and from there we'll advance to more detailed project studies and move to construction. So there's a bit of work to do, but you know, we're a long way down the road thanks to the historic information. The scoping study's well underway with Golder Associates. They're very reputable and they're doing a great job, and we hope to demonstrate something that will be very attractive to investors in the near term.
In terms of what's on the balance sheet to support the costs involved in taking this project through to a point at which you can then go to further investment, do you have the money standing by?
So we've only just listed and we raised £6 million. So it's more than we originally intended because, as I said, we don't have a lot of drilling to do. So our costs are very low at the moment, which is obviously great for investors. At some point we'll need to raise more money, especially to build a mine, but probably prior to that as well. It's a long road. We'll probably be in construction in about 3 years, best estimates. and we'll raise some money before then, but the £6 million we raised just 2 months ago will support us for up to 2 years. So we've got plenty of money to do the studies that we're doing at the moment.
And what about Morocco as a place to operate a potash mine?
Fantastic. Couldn't be more positive about Morocco. They're very much working towards attracting as much foreign investment as they can. Although Emmerson only acquired this project 2 years ago, the company has been in existence privately for 4 or 5 years, and during that time we've only had really good experiences in Morocco. The people are very welcoming, the government is very welcoming, especially to foreign investment, and there's a lot of benefits for foreign companies, tax breaks and these kind of things that will really help us in going forward, and these will be shown in the scoping study.
One final question has to be about the potash market, and the potash market specifically in Africa. How good is this?
Well, fantastic. The potash market is very developed worldwide, but in Africa less so. And what that means is it's really growing rapidly. They're catching up very quickly, and everybody expects that Africa will be where the potash market will grow very quickly. There's currently no production in the whole of Africa, and Morocco specifically is one of the fastest growing import destinations worldwide. So we're in a fantastic location to sell into these rapidly growing potash markets, and we're very excited about that as well.
Good. Okay, look, Phil, it's an interesting story. Thanks indeed for joining us.
Thanks, Joe.
That was Phil Cleggett, who's Head of Corporate Development at Emmerson Plc. Subscribe to IG for educational content, company insight, financial analysis and expert commentary.